I've had 5 pregnancies. 5 pregnancies, and all 5 were completely different. Which in a way shocked me, because I thought that, for some really weird reason, I thought that if you have 1 pregnancy, all the other ones should be at least somewhat alike, but not completely different. In my case, all 5 pregnancies were completely different. My first pregnancy was when I was either 22 or 23. I can't remember now, you guys. It's been a while, so I really can't remember. Me and Max really wanted kids, and so it was so exciting. Everything was great. I was feeling amazing. He was feeling amazing. We did all the tests. Everything was good. There was no issues whatsoever. We got pregnant, and I remember it was around New Year's time, because everyone was congratulating us. Our family was congratulating us. It was a big deal, because it was the first grandchild born into the family. So it's a very happy news. But God had its own plans, and something happened. I think I was around 6 weeks or 7 weeks when I started having lots of cramps, and I went to the hospital, and they did the x-ray, or what's it called? Ultrasound. The ultrasound, sorry, not the x-ray. And they told me, this was in Canada, so this is a Canadian hospital. And they told me, you're about to lose the baby. You're having a miscarriage. Just go home, rest, and that's all. That's all they told me. I went home. They didn't prescribe any pills, nothing whatsoever. And I was too young to understand what is about to happen, so I just went home with Max. I went home crying. And then I remember waking up in the middle of the night with absolute horrendous pain. Horrendous. Not just some pain. Really, really terrible cramps. Like, I've never experienced anything like that before. That continued to a point where I remember sitting down on the floor, and just the way I was going like this constantly, just to relieve some anxiety and some pain. It was really, really painful. And so Max kept saying maybe we should go to the hospital, or I don't know. He was very scared. He didn't know what to do. I could barely talk. I was just sitting and spaced out and just doing these crunches to just kind of relieve the pain, the abdominal pain that I was experiencing. And I wish that some of the doctors in the hospital explained that to me as a young girl, what I'm about to experience, or at least gave me some Tylenols, because I wasn't given anything and I was just sent home. So after I went to the bathroom, and I am sorry, I'm going to go through details that are not so pleasant for some of you. So if y'all don't want to hear the story, you can turn this off and watch another video. But this video is about pregnancy, so I want it to be authentic as much as I can for all of you that are interested in this topic. So I went to the bathroom, and I actually had to birth this I don't know what to call it, baby egg, because it was the size of one of those, the huge Kinder Surprise eggs that are available on Easter. That's the size of an embryo that I had to birth. And so I probably had to dilate about, I don't know how many centimeters. It was probably the size of my fist, so it's quite large. I saw it in my in my toilet, and I was just in shock, because first of all, I've never seen anything like that. Second of all, I just birthed this, what I thought to be my child, which no longer is. Third of all, I didn't know what to do with it, because I don't know, what, you just throw it away? Like, it was just such a shock to me. I remember being super shocked about the whole scenario. I remember Max being shocked, because I obviously showed it to him, and it was a very scary thing to see, because it looked like an egg, but then it already had some like weird formations, and so it was not a pleasant picture. And I wish that I had done this in a hospital where I had some kind of support. So that was very, very scary for me. But we basically just spent the day together that day, just crying. We didn't want to see anybody. We didn't want to see any family. I remember my mom came, and she just called me and said, I made some soup for you. It's under the door. It's like she knew that I just wanted time alone. She didn't bother me at all. No, we just told everyone that we just want to be alone. And so we didn't have any visitors. We didn't have any of our family. We just kind of cried it out together and, was in process of letting it go. So we let it go. Then we went to the doctor in about a week. I was very depressed that week because, there's so many thoughts that happen to you when you have a miscarriage, because you feel like you're not a good enough of a woman, that you can't, carry a child. And so that's probably the main thing that I want to address to all of you going through this. This is not true, and you have to do everything possible with your partner not to have those thoughts. Like, take those thoughts away from you somehow. What helped me is being alone with my husband actually helped me, as opposed to meeting everyone, because once you see everybody, everybody's asking you how you're feeling. So they kind of, whether they want it or not, they will remind you of what just happened. So I think take that time to yourself. Maybe if you can afford, go somewhere for a couple of days, just the two of you. If you can't afford like a little getaway, then I would suggest just spending lots of time together, like really tight together, like watching movies, I don't know, eating at your favorite restaurants, like things that will kind of pump up your mood. And getting busy is the key. Go for a walk, go for a jog. Don't just sit there and just cry and just feel depressed and think, how is it that I am that kind of a woman? Because you really feel like, how would I say this, it feels really funny when you have a miscarriage. You have that feeling like you're not that you're not good enough, like all these women having babies just like that, and you just like, you're healthy, happy, in love and everything, and then for some really weird reason your body can't carry this baby. It has a very weird twist on the guilt, which shouldn't be there, because that's just what happened. Your body reacted to this particular pregnancy. It has nothing to do with your abilities to carry a child. And for all of you that know, I have 4 kids, so that should tell you that I am speaking the words of truth. So, but at the time I felt very bad, extremely bad. I wonder if you can hear me well, because I know it's very windy today. Let me just get out of the wind so you can hear me better. Let me show you how beautiful it is here. So, spent a week together, and then when we went to see my doctor, she told me, you know what, guys, once the body loses a baby this way, the way our bodies work is that they really want to get pregnant really fast again. And that's something to do with like the way our physiology works. So she basically told us to have sex every single day if we can. Or actually, no, that's not the way she said. She said have it every 2 days, because if you have it every 2 days, then there's more concentration of sperm, and then there's a higher chance of getting pregnant. So she actually said that people that have it every day are mistakenly thinking that it has higher chances, but it's not, because there's not enough sperm in the men's body to shoot out the proper amount to get pregnant. So for all of you that are trying to get pregnant, do it every 2 days, and that should be a better mix for you. So we basically just did that, like literally every 2 days. And it's not like I don't want to say that it was like on schedule. It wasn't. Well, first of all, we're young, so young people are bunnies. You can pretty much do it every day and be fine. But it wasn't on schedule. We purposely took the time off work. We worked less. We wanted to spend time more with each other. We did a lot of like massages and candles and lots of setting for proper love, because we felt like we really wanted to spend that months just into each other, like just really into each other. Like we were really with each other all the time, doing each other massages. eating together, eating in bed, experimenting, like loving each other. It was just so amazing. And we got pregnant. We got pregnant with Maya. Guys, we got pregnant after miscarriage on the 4th week. We got pregnant very, very quickly. And we did exactly how she said. And we got pregnant with Maya on 4th week. So my pregnancy was a bit nerve-wracking because after you go through miscarriage, you always feel like you'll do it again. So pretty much all of my pregnancy, I always felt like, what if I miscarry? Or what if I miscarry? And that was on the back of my head. And from one side, it helped me because I started only telling people that I'm pregnant when I already started showing, which was around maybe 4 months, I want to say. I was really tiny, so I wasn't really showing anything until about 4 months. So some people started really noticing that I'm kind of chubbier or, bulkier. So I started saying that I am pregnant, but I really kept it lower, like in the sense that with the first baby, I really screamed it out right away because I never really thought that I'd go through miscarriage. This time I kind of felt the need to keep it to myself until, everything was more or less safe. This is an interesting video for all of you that say that maybe the pregnancies go the same for a single woman. Or maybe most women go through the same state of cycle with every child that is born.
He got me high above, like the sun by the moon, he's a star. Baby, I'm lighting up, like a fool, it's true, it's true. He's making me blow.